One of the main components of personal development is to always take accountability for yourself and for your actions, and also being proactive in how we react to situations that occur in our lives. And this doesn't mean you will be exempt from bad experiences, but it is rather the art of having mastered your mindset to such a degree that whenever that terrible thing does happen, you are prepared because you have practiced this for months, years, or maybe even decades. And at some point you will actually start to appreciate bad experiences as they teach us valuable lessons that we wouldn't want to be without. And that's a very cool place to be, because now you're starting to tap into a very optimistic, positive, and abundant mindset where everything is happening for you and not to you. For today, I'd like to cover something very simple but yet extremely powerful in my opinion, and that's called the TIGB exercise. This is good because. I learned this many years ago and practice it regularly ever since, almost to the point where it's now so ingrained into me that I barely think about it anymore. And shout out to my dear friend Melker Svärd, who introduced me to the concept and where we reminded each other about it regularly and basically established that mindset habit together over the years as both friends and business partners. So here's how it works. Whenever you're having a bad experience or you're facing something negative in your life, think about 3 reasons why this is actually good that it's happening. And here's a fun example that both me and Melker always think back to and that we like to share with others when doing this exercise. So it was Melker, his brother Rasmus, and our friend Matthias and myself. We were flying home from London, where we spent 4 days at a Tony Robbins UPW event. And when we got to the gate of the plane, about to board the plane and fly home, I realized I didn't have my passport. Obviously I got very frustrated or panicking there for a while. Somewhat devastated that I wouldn't be able to be allowed on the plane and fly home with my friends. And my mind started racing with a lot of negative thoughts that I now had to go back to the hotel, pick up the passport, if it was still even there. I wasn't even sure that I left it at the hotel. Book a new flight, book a new hotel night, and so on. A lot of unnecessary expenses all of a sudden, right? Energy, time, inconvenience in general. But as I was saying goodbye to my friends boarding the plane without me, Melker reminded me, hey man, you know what this is a perfect opportunity for, right? Now you can practice. Yeah, you're right, I said. This is good because method. So I said, have a safe flight, I'll text you soon. And shortly after, when I was sitting in the cab on the way back to the hotel, I text Melker the following while he and my friends are sitting in the plane waiting for takeoff. This is good because reason number 1, now I will see my friend who lives in London that I did not have time to do before. This is good because reason number 2, now I will get an extra day for sightseeing in the city, which we also did not have time for. This is good because reason number 3, now I can go to that vegan burger restaurant, which you can guess, also did not have time for. And yes, side note, I was very much into vegan diet at the time. But the moral of the story here is that I was able to turn around a negative event into something positive. And I believe I was able to shift my energy from being extremely frustrated with myself, sad, and maybe also feeling a little bit of sense of, loneliness that I was left behind over there, that I couldn't go home with my friends that day, to actually being very okay and content with my mistake. And the day after, I was even truly grateful that it had happened, because I had such a good time that day, that extra day I spent in the city and with my friend that I wasn't able to see before. Also proud of myself for having seized that opportunity to practice and take an action upon the TIGB method, this is good because method, to really turn it all around into something positive. And today, like I mentioned earlier, this is very much ingrained in me as a default state now, where I rarely ever go more than a couple of hours, and maybe at the very most 24 hours, before seeing the positive aspects of any situation, any event that I'm, at the very outskirt and first experiencing as a negative one. I couldn't recommend this exercise enough, or this method enough, where constantly try to have that in mind, both on a big scale and on a smaller scale, you know, the bigger things that's happening in your life, but also the smaller daily events, situations that can be quite frustrating. Anything from being stuck in traffic, or taking the wrong way, or saying something that you shouldn't have said, or going into an argument. There's always a positive aspect of it if you just tend to shift your perspective and start seeing that. Let me know, guys. Try it out as you keep on living life. If you experience any situation where you feel like the TIGB has really helped you, or is really benefiting you and resulting in a better mindset and just a better quality of life, then please hit me up, shoot a comment below, let's connect and let's discuss. It's always fun to share some personal growth experiences. So with that said, as always guys, please like and subscribe. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, and I wish you a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.